as we head into the second half of Marble Express. We go into the final event that was featured in the qualifiers with the distance drag. Works the same way that as the qualifiers. 4 marbles will go into 4 heats, and it's based off of the 4 and with 4 runs. Whoever has the best cumulative distance between all 4 runs at the end will win. Currently, El Congreo is sitting at the top of the standings with 88 points. Soundwave in second with 75. Werewolf rounds up the podium with 67 as Gold Dragon 4th. Meanwhile, Gambler, Dory Mixer, Speedy Sheriff are the bottom 3. They need to pick up the pace for the second half so they don't get left in the dust. But we start off with the first heated distance track. Autumn Fox, Dory Mixer, Blue Falcon, and Gambler. The first 4 up, and it looks like the Blue Falcon very clearly the best distance here. So each Lego stud is 1 extra point. And I think and if you make it all the way past all of the Lego studs and onto the yellow carpet, that is 30 points. But Blue Falcon will get started with 22. Gambler will start with 15. Autumn Fox will get 14. And Dory Mixer will get 13. As we will do this 4 times, like I said in the previous thing. So we're just going on the second round. They will start at slightly different positions each time. So these are the same 4 going down. Autumn Fox, I believe, did really good in this event in the qualifiers. The Blue Falcon, though, looks to be the highest runner again. There it is, yeah. Is that better or worse than his first run? No, it's the same. It's 22. 44 points for Blue Falcon so far. Autumn Fox is in second, Gambler third, and Dory Mixer will round at the rear with still in last. Blue Falcon, Gambler, Autumn Fox, and Dory Mixer now going again for the third run of 4. What's he all to do? They're going down this time. It looks like Autumn Fox is a big arrow ahead. Gambler is struggling very far behind. Everyone did pretty good except Gambler, it looks like. But look at that. Autumn Fox, 24 in that run. Will put them up into second with 57. Blue Falcon has the lead with 63. Gambler's fallen back to last. And now we're heading to the final one. This is only the first one, so this will be used as more like a benchmark. But how will these 4 set the page off? It looks like Autumn Fox, another great run, Autumn Fox, Dory Mixer. A very disappointing run. Gambler looked pretty solid. Blue Falcon looks pretty average, but Autumn Fox had 2 really good runs out of 24 to 23. That's 80 points and will be the lead. Blue Falcon very close behind with 79. Gambler with 73. Dory Mixer very far behind though with 64. Werewolf, Black Magic, Super Shark, and Robot. After seeing the benchmark times that Group 1 had to offer, let's see what the second heat will have to do. And it was a very interesting way to start. It looked like Super Shark and Robot would have the best thing, but out of nowhere, it looked like Werewolf just, like, maneuvered around them, kinda, and got the best run. A 22, that's the same as Blue Falcon's first run. Black Magic starting off pretty poorly with an 11. I think around that 15, 14 area is about the average. So, that's kind of where you want to be. So anything over that, anything in the 20 area especially, is a good run. And so we get into the second thing so far. Werewolf, another great run. Black Magic, an even worse run. Super Shark and Robot are both remaining average. Well, Black Magic had a bit of a bump there with Super Shark, and bad contact there. Set them only to 8 points. They're currently sitting at 19. That is terrible. Meanwhile, 45 is a great start for Werewolf. How will these 2 capitalize on in the third run? Well, Robot and Super Shark have just kind of been blending in the background so far. But let's see if they can make a splash. Or will Werewolf continue to do good? Black Magic will improve. Both Robot and Super Shark are like together kinda. They're kinda like had a bump there with Werewolf, and both of them paid the price. Both of them had bad runs. 11 and 10 for them. But Werewolf, another 20 run. 21. None of these are like as good as some Autumn Fox's runs, but they're all really consistent. If Werewolf could keep this consistent for 1 more run, it could end up with the lead. Robot, Black Magic, and Super Shark all want to make a good final impression. They're like, look, Black Magic and Werewolf had a bad last run. I don't think it was as bad as some other runs that we saw in this heat. I still think it'll be enough to win this heat overall. Black Magic, though, nice redemption there. In fact, will not put any last with 58 to Robot's 57. Werewolf will take the heat win with 77, but that's only third so far. Super Shark did pretty mediocre the whole time. I don't have much to say. As we look in, we only have done 2 rounds so far. Or, I guess, 8 rounds in the 2 heats. And in these 2 heats, currently Autumn Fox leading the way. Blue Falcon and Werewolf are the top 3. Gambler in 4th, and then Dory Mixer, Super Shark, Black Magic, and Robot. Bottom 3, all from the second group. Let's see what Zomball, El Congreo, Gold Dragon, and Speedy Sheriff have to say about this. El Congreo, the points leader, also did really well in this event in qualifiers, if I remember correctly. Gold Dragon, I believe, also up there are the points, and it looks like Gold Dragon is doing really good. In fact, El Cangrejo did the worst of the 4. We have seen qualifier success not really pay off in Marble Express before. But Gold Dragon will take the 20. It's not that impressive. 2019, 50, 14. These are all pretty decent runs, I'd say. None of them really spectacular. None of them really terrible, though. Just pretty middle of the road runs so far. Average the pack. Now we're into the second run. See what happens next. It's Zomball. I think, no, that was definitely worse runs for pretty much everyone. El Cangrejo. Still at the bottom. Speedy Sheriff. Look at that. 20, 30, 15, 19, 12, and 11. Outside of Zomball, nobody had good runs there. Especially if you're, like, below 14. I think anything below 15 is a bad run, actually. As we have the third run. Everyone is currently setting themselves a mediocre. El Cangrejo doing terribly. El Cangrejo will bounce back as soon as I say that. That's like one of the best runs so far. Desperately needed by El Cangrejo. Gold Dragon is selling only 13. Better than what else? 24 and 21 and 19. And all of a sudden, this heat looks wide open. Gold Dragon went from first to last within the span of a heat. But how will these marbles capitalize off of this opportunity? That is the big question. The 4th run, the final one, determines all the points, but who will get it most? And it was a shame for most of these marbles. Zomball had a pretty respectable run on that last one, I guess. 17, that was the best one. 70 for Zomball, 57 for El Cangrejo. I think an 8 is the worst that we've seen so far. Tied for Black Magic with the worst, but because of that 24 run, it will prevent El Cangrejo's not last. It is still Robot, but now we have Angel or Soundwave, Fearless Phoenix, and Mystic Marine. Soundwave in second. Seeing El Cangrejo struggle, they know what they have to do, but Mystic Marine will block Soundwave and get the best first run. Angel Or with a cute little maneuver around Soundwave and Fearless Phoenix. 19, 17, 12, and 10. Very disappointing starts from Soundwave and Fearless Phoenix. Fearless Phoenix also pretty high up in the standings. They've been really consistent so far. But let's see what the second round will do to these 4. Mystic Marine and Angel are also there. It will look pretty. Everyone did pretty okay. Everyone did pretty solid. No, like, bad runs. No amazing runs. Everyone did pretty solid. Angel Lord did pretty mediocre, but everyone else had decent runs. 18, 19, 17. Angel Lord 14, but still in second. Fearless Phoenix ahead of Soundwave only because of the best distance so far. So you're in the third run. Of course, starting off pretty decently is one thing, but these last 2 runs are the most important ones. You need to make sure you get big point totals here. And it does not look like anyone's really been understanding the assignment. A lot of this is mild stuff. Nothing terrible, again. Like, the worst are 214s, which are just mediocre. The first time anyone in this heat's cracked 20, apparently, was this run, which is actually not, it's actually saying how, like, mediocre this heat's been so far. As usually, it seems like every round has, like, a 20 or so in, like, the first 2 runs. So now we go to the final run of the day. Can anyone top Jonathan Fox? That's a really good heat by 3 of these 4. Soundwave, as usually, going to be the best of this heat. Fearless Phoenix and Mr. Marine also did really solid. Angel Or, though, that is a terrible way to end things off. Will finish in 11th. Mystic Marine will end up be the best run, but only getting 5th. Fearless Phoenix in 8th. Soundwave in 9th. Going to the overall standings. Nobody was able to stop Autumn Fox at the start. Once their run was set, the only one that was past 80. Blue Falcon and Werewolf will round up the podium. It seems like a lot of the earlier heats had the advantage. I think all the top 4 were in the first 2 heats. That is something to keep note of. But now we move on to the podium ceremony. Congratulations to Werewolf for getting the bronze, Blue Falcon for getting the silver, and Autumn Fox for keeping it throughout the whole event and getting the gold. Wonderful performance by them. Their first medal of the season, I'm pretty sure, and it is a gold. One that we really note of how will this shape the standings. It will shape the standings in a lot of ways. No, the change will change the top 3, although Werewolf has closed the gap by a lot now. Tied with Soundwave. Blue Falcon jumps up 4 to 4th. Fearless Phoenix will stay in 5th. Autumn Fox jumps 4 up to 6th. Gold Dragon jumps up down 3. But if you look, the top 3 are all wide open. They're all really close to each other. And the mid-pack is also really close to each other as well. There is some distance between, like, 10th and beyond, though. It looks like some marbles are falling at a distance. Robot has fallen down to last. Super Shark, Black Magic. Gambler is going up slowly. Speedy Chef also going up slowly. I'll see you guys in the next event which will be, it will be the triathlon, and the next boost event will be distance drag as well. So stay tuned for that one, guys. I'm Sam. I'm glad to be on the mic again. Goodbye.